Hi everyone, so today we are going to make gluten-free vegan roasted carrots. We are also going to make vegan gluten-free mashed potatoes, and then we are going to make chicken. Obviously, if you wanted this meal to fully be gluten-free and vegan, you could sub the chicken for a meatless option. We're going to start with the carrots. So I've got a pound of Trader Joe's organic carrots here. I'm kind of cheating. You can use whole carrots, they definitely look prettier. I actually had time today, so I cut up some fresh garlic I had gotten at the farmer's market. Didn't dice it, just kind of cut it so it wasn't such a fat clove. So we're gonna add that. Again, I talked about this on previous videos. This Dorote crushed garlic is an awesome alternative. You just pop in the frozen garlic cubes, as many as you want, and cook. You can make this with olive oil, but I'm making it with my favorite, the Earth Balance soy-free vegan butter. So I have about a half a cup of that here, and I'm literally just gonna toss it on top. And then I'm gonna add in my brown sugar. I did kind of melt it a little bit in about a half a cup of hot water. So a half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of hot water. And there we go. We are gonna pop this in the oven at 400 for an hour. We're gonna cover it with foil for the first 30 minutes, and then we are gonna check on it after the first 30 minutes and go ahead and take it out. Now let's start our mashed potatoes. Okay, so now we're gonna make our mashed potatoes. Again, I had a little extra time on my hands, so I was able to peel garlic. I hate dicing garlic, so the more times I can peel it and not spend the extra energy dicing it, I do. So I just peeled some whole garlic cloves and I'll toss that in there, let it boil with the potatoes. Also, obviously I peeled the potatoes. These are just yellow potatoes. I peeled them and then I cut them up. The smaller you cut them, the quicker they'll cook. I did like 1/2-inch chunks. So we're gonna fill this up, add some salt, and we're gonna boil it. I really wanted to show you my new faucet, so it's touch activated, like so excited about it. And we bought a pre-loved house that needed some work, and so the faucets had to go. They were literally just dripping water and not being energy efficient on their own. So pick this up from Amazon. Highly recommend if you need a new faucet, under $100. So I'll go ahead and include the link in my clip, but we're just gonna fill these up, add some salt, and boil them while our carrots cook. Now it's off. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so while our carrots are roasting and our potatoes are boiling, we're gonna cook up our chicken. All I did is I took Perdue chicken and I cut it up into chunks. In reality, I'm feeding a 7-year-old, so a chicken breast I'd have to cut up anyways, and I'm feeling a little lazy today, which is okay. And so I added fresh garlic, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and I have my Earth Balance butter in my pan. All I'm gonna do is I am going to not light this paper plate on fire. I'm gonna go ahead and scooch this here. Hit start. I'm gonna let the butter melt a little bit. It should already be melted because I kind of tried to prep this a little bit. We're gonna heat up the pan. The one thing is if you stick chicken or any kind of like real meat in a pan without kind of searing it, you lose a lot of that juice and that flavor that goes into it. So you always kind of want to sear it a little bit, and then you can just saute it. Well, at least that's how I do it. So we're gonna go ahead and add in this chicken, and then I'm gonna go wash my hands because I'm a psychopath about it, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the rest of this recipe, okay? All right, again, sorry for the awkward angle, still trying to figure this out. You can see some of our chicken is starting to brown. You could totally, again, make this meal fully vegan if you use the chicken substitute. There's so many delicious different brands and options out there today. So brown the chicken a little bit more on both sides, and then we are gonna finish up our mashed potatoes, and then our carrots should just about be done. Okay, so our chicken won't be quite over there and is still sizzling, but it is fully cooked. Our carrots have about 8 more minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and work on the mashed. They are done. A really easy way to tell if they're done is if you just stick a fork in them and they kind of fall apart. Potatoes are great because you really could not really overboil them, so they're an easy thing to kind of leave simmering while you're working on other stuff. So here's our potatoes. Again, I went ahead and let's pick this up, did whole garlic, and I can like feel it soft, so it's gonna mash really nicely in here. I have my soy-free vegan plant-based butter. I'm gonna toss that in. I mean, this recipe is so simple. You could jazz it up. You could do bacon bits if you weren't worried about being vegan. You could do imitation bacon bits. Salt, pepper. So we're gonna start with the pepper. We're gonna use our Trader Joe's garlic salt because my son is obsessed, and that will guarantee he eats these hopefully. And then carrots I just checked on. I usually last 20 minutes, kind of break it up into 7, 8 minute bunches to make sure that they're not overcooked, because that could definitely happen. The minute you can easily cut into one with a fork or break it in half, they're done. Oh, this looks so good. And so we almost have a complete meal. One thing to note on the mashed potatoes, I really like to, when I'm draining them, not drain out all the water. I leave like literally maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons depending on how big of a pot it is. And that just like really helps them be fluffy. The other thing is I only added butter. They make really yummy vegan cream cheese and sour cream, and we have the diet cheddar cheese we could add to this. So lots of options to make it fun. Again, my son's a Capricorn, so he loves something for like years and then all of a sudden decides he doesn't. And so I tend to not go too wild, because otherwise I may have just fully wasted my time. I'll also feed these to the rest of my family, so I'll take a portion of these and I will add just regular dairy sour cream, so I'm not making multiple meals. So I've made a large portion. Obviously 7-year-old isn't going to eat all this. So all right, let's go check on our carrots and see if we can complete our meal. Here's our final product. It smells delicious, probably because of all the garlic I added, but you can see here we have our vegan runaway piece of chicken. We have our vegan mashed potatoes, our vegan carrots. We've got a whole roasted garlic clove from the carrots, yum. And then we have our chicken. So when my son comes home from school in an hour, he now has a meal. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, follow. Thank you.